Your systems are offline.
This is the Good Governance Radio. GGR. Stay with us.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
The Good Governance Radio.
Good day, everybody. Good day, our followers. Good day, the people that have subscribed to us, people that have liked our page, people that are lovers of our humanitarian works. I said today is another day, is a beautiful day. I know you are happy wherever you are. We're live with you on Good Governance Radio, www.ggr.com.ng. And we're here on that program, Salad, Operation Save a Life a Day. Have you been able to do something good for somebody? I keep saying it that if about, let's say, over 200 million people in Nigeria will be able to save one person a day, we'll have a better nation. So today we're here again to talk about child rights, women rights, drug abuse, and how to stop all those domestic violence and the things that, that the nation is bad, it starts from home. That is why we're hitting it every day, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m., trying to tell you the need to build a home so that the society will be a better place. So with you on this live broadcast today is Amarachi Umugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. And we're here live to talk on how we can make it better. How we can make it better. The topic I want us to discuss today is how we can mold a good character in a child as a single parent. Because the way the world is going is everybody want to become single parent. Nobody wants to be coupled. People don't want to be coupled anymore. People want to just have their own child and train them in the way they want to train that child without minding the effect of it in the society. But there is need to strike a balance in whatever we're doing. One way is this thing here is to cohabit. If you cannot cohabit, then what can you, transfer to that child that you want to beget? And these are things we will be digesting today. And by the time we finish, we will know if there is need to, as a single parent, to think in a double way. So we'll be taking a break for now, and we'll be coming back. But before we go for that break, please copy the link, share it, start a watch party with your friends, talk to somebody about this program, because if it doesn't affect you today, it can affect you tomorrow. If we tell Ataga that a young girl of 21 years will be taking his life, he wouldn't believe it. But had he listened to this, he may have been the one to have talked to the girl into not taking drug that very day, and his life will be spared. So copy the link, share the link, like our page. You can subscribe to www.ggr.com.ng, or you can subscribe to Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation on YouTube. And as well, you can like our page, Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation, and follow us. Follow us. When you follow us, you get a lot of things. And by the time you finish, you will have something tangible to give to your children, and we'll be making the nation a better place for habitation. We'll be back to you soon. Just stay tuned. Welcome back to Good Governance Radio. And the link is still www.ggr.com.ng, or you follow our page on Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. Like the page, follow, or subscribe to our YouTube, Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. Sorry, today we will not be streaming through Instagram, but subsequently you will get that. Something that is beyond us happened. That's why you're not seeing us on Instagram today. But subsequently it's going to be on. And I want to urge you to please follow, subscribe, and like, and we will be doing better. So today I want to tell us that we're talking on how we can mold a good character, good culture, principles on our children. I am talking about single parents, single mothers, single fathers, how they can build a culture, a principle, a positive one at that, in their child. That being a single parent is not an avenue to fail in parenting. For you to be a single parent, I know there are key advice for single parents. I understand it is tedious to be a single parent, maybe to be a single mother or to be a single father. And it's not just easy, because you must have to develop the ability to think for two. You have to think like a man. You have to think like a woman. You have to think like act like a man. You have to act like a woman. So that is what single parenting is all about. You will be hard and you will be served. So if you're a mother and you're a single parent, you should inculcate that attitude of being hard the way our fathers are hard. And when you want to warn you about something, they go sternly and warn you on that thing. So you would have to have those two qualities to be a man and to be a woman for you to be a successful single parent. And that is why we're fighting everything to see that we don't end up being single parent, because it tells a lot on the children. When you watch the celebrities that came through single parenting, as in some of them, there are lapses. I'm not talking of the single parents that are well cultured, that maybe their sisters are doing the work of motherhood for their child, or maybe their brother is playing the role of fatherhood for the women folks of the single mothers, I'm talking of the single mothers that are severed from the relations and down their own, maybe out of bitterness, out of what happened or what transpired, they decided to segregate themselves from both their own family and the person that pregnanted them, the person's own family, and they are indeed single and are just on their own, taking care of that child all alone. You find out that there is always lapses. When you see one that is raised by a single mother, you don't need to be told. If you see one that is raised by a single father, you don't need to be told, except there is a mother figure or a father figure that is filling that gap. So there are things that are outlined that single parents should look out for in their children, where the lapses are mostly coming from, that they should try as much as everything to fill that gap. One of those things that is expected of a single parent to do is to teach their child, to teach their lad around contentment. Most single mothers, because they want to show that I can do it. Oh, you pregnanted me, I had this child, and you're not there as a father. I can do it. I can take care of this child. I can give this child the best of education. I can feed this child. I can clothe this child. I can make this child not to feel your impact. You will see that single mother trying to everything the child asks for. Because there is a competition. There is an unannounced competition. There is an unannounced competition that is going on. She believes that those who knows this man are seeing me and they know me. They may go to tell him how the child is faring. So whatever the child asks, you see them trying to force themselves, even when they don't have it, to just make sure they provide that thing, without knowing whether it's a need or a want, or just out of will I say youth exuberance, or maybe the child just trying to be funny. The child cries for food. A child mouth is open from morning till night is putting something in the mouth. There is no caution to this is when to eat, this is when not to eat. This is what to eat, this is not what to eat. This is time to eat it, this is not time to eat. But you see them, a child will walk up to you and say, "Mommy, give me money." And because you don't want to fail in that competition, you don't want to be the one found wanting, you just dish out that money. I was with a child that he was telling the mother that so child comes to school with money and you don't give me money. And when I inquired, I found out that the child have already started stealing because he's not contented. These are both single mothers. The other one is playing her role well. But the other one is not even having time for that child. It's whatever the child wants, she gives. So you need to build around contentment, that whatever that you have is okay. You teach your child that whatever that he has is okay, is enough for him. Everybody mustn't be that billionaire, everybody mustn't be that millionaire, but contentment is the key to building one's principles. That Chika is wearing a Versace or Gucci, you can be better well dressed more than Chika, even in your okay. You can be well looked, as in you can be more presentable in your cloth of many colors sewn by your mom with hands, more than that one that is wearing the clothes of about 500 million. You just need to teach that child around contentment. I learned from my friend Poppy when he was saying how they told the child that he has to pay in order to get an award that he won outrightly. And he said, "My son, if they cannot give it to you on merit, which you got it, they should keep it. When it is time for them to give you on merit, they will not ask you to pay." And that guy has won, that child has won so many awards now. And he's doing greatly good. You know why I keep using this guy as an example? Because he has wowed my, understanding about taking care of people, brooding people, and trying to mold people and bringing out the best part of anyone's life around him. And I've learned a lot from him. And today, during his the child's birthday, I read the write-up and I was like, wow. So contentment is paramount in whatever we may be doing for a child that is being raised by a single parent. You cannot overemphasize on contentment. It's not every time that the child should eat to full. They said that the chicken told the children, the chicks, that when you eat the food, you should also eat the stems of roots, the roots of trees, so that when there is hunger, you can survive by the roots of trees. The Igbo adage said, "Iturunni turumborogu," so that in the time of famine, you can survive by the roots that are available, because it's difficult for the roots to die in totality and disappear when there is famine. Many parents cannot even cannot even cope in this season that hunger is ravaging the country, because they've taught the children that is every time eat, eat, eat. So it's all about what you build in your child. Even if the father is not there, you can do it. If the mother is not there, you can do it, because the decision to stay away from your marital home or to be a single mom is not something you took in a day. A lot is involved in it. Then another thing that the number 2 thing again is you should teach that child the dangers of drug abuse. I keep talking about drug abuse. Most people that you see them, I'm a single parent, they don't even know what that child does when the child is alone. The child may not have siblings. Some of them that have siblings, because the mother or the father is out there hustling alone and may come back very late, tired, and decide to retire without even checking on those children or the kid. You find out that the child is looking for companion, he's looking for there is this gap. There is this pain or unexplainable pain and gap in him or her, and you see that child will resent to staying alone, and in that room you don't even know what that child does. In order to fill the gap, he may want to start to take a lot of things to get him high. Who are we to blame? When you tell me peer pressure, I'll tell you it's not true. There are seeds that when you sow, I can't sow orange and it will grow mango. I can't sow corn and harvest beans. If I sow corn, I'm expecting corn. If I sow beans, I'm expecting beans. There was a seed that was built in me when I was growing up. And now that I've seen a lot of things, I've passed through a lot of things, there are things that when I get to a T-junction of a particular condition, no matter the offer, I will not take it, because there is something inside of me that have grown that will not let me do the negative thing. And that thing remains. So as a single parent, the seed you plant in your child has a long way to go. I have my town girl that they base in Port Harcourt, and she calls the father Dada, and she was telling stories of how her mates were telling her the need to try sex. She's below 18. She should be in her 15 or 14 now. And she told them she doesn't want to do it. That whatever she does, she takes decision about it. That nobody compel her to do anything. That is somebody that a good seed has been sown in her. When some see her, they will feel that maybe she's arrogant or she's harsh. Yeah, she needs to be harsh, because the society is harsh in trying to force people to do the negative thing. So for you to stand firm, you need to be hard as well. There is no need for stop it, I like it. If not, you see yourself falling into it. One told me how drugs have been passed around in an occasion severally, and she chose not to indulge. even when called names. Because there is a seed that has been sown in that child. When a child withdraws and is acting up, try to know what is going on. Put your ears down. Put your eye down. Use leg and seek that which has fallen into the waters. Then another thing I say that as a single parent, you should talk to your children about is the sex education. A lot of parents dodge away from it, especially when the child is a girl child and the person in custody is the male. The fear of taking advantage of the child that he's trying to protect is there, and he doesn't want, he doesn't want to fall that prey or dent his image. Why not get a female relative to do that? Because some on the verge of trying to think and do something in order to protect their own child, they fall victim, or I will not say they fall victim, they end up being the one to molest that child. There is need to teach them sex education. If not, you will see that child sleep with his siblings, sleep with his cousins, sleep with his relations, and sleep with anything sleepable with. Because there is a part of that child that is not complete. Yeah. There is a part of that child that is seeking something that is far and cannot be, that is not within his reach. And when there is a gap, there is always seeking. So sex education is paramount. Some single mothers that are in custody of boy child end up sleeping with their own child. Same goes to single fathers in custody of female children. So before you decide, I'm a single father, I'm a single mother, I want to be in custody of my child and all of that, can you do well and protect that child indeed? Can you bring down your ego and see to the future of that child being actualized? These are what matters. Check the crime rate. Check most people that have been caught in several crimes. I'm not saying that every crime is committed by children raised by single mothers or single fathers, but check the rate at which people that were raised by single parents are committing crime, going on drugs, some parents bringing their girlfriend. The male folks, you see them bringing their girlfriend in front of these children. Same to the female folks. And the child that watch you bring in somebody that he knows that this person is not my mother, and you end up in the same room with that person. How will you talk to the child tomorrow and the child listening to you? The child knows that this is my mother's girlfriend, and he knows that this is my father's girlfriend. What seed are you planting in that child? These are important things. You've not taught that child sex education, and you do all this in front of him. You're going into the room with an opposite sex. The child will want to yearn to know, what is my mother, what is my father doing with this opposite sex inside the room? And when he gets it from the wrong people, they will always give him the negative part of it. are you really up and doing in your parenting? Or are you just among those that says, allow the child to be growing? When he grow, he go know something by himself. The Igbo adage says, you don't learn how to be left-handed in old age. That's why the scripture says, train up a child in the way he should grow, that when he grows, he will not depart from it. So what are you training your child to become? What are you training your child to become? I tell people, before you say, I do, make sure indeed you do. Because to get married, to be married to somebody, a lot needs to be shedded off. And not tomorrow you just divorce and you start carrying men and women around in front of a child that is innocent that you brought into the world. When you're ready to separate, get ready to separate indeed. And put your child first before any other decision. Because those children, they never begged you to bring them into this world, but you chose to bring them. So they are your number one priority. Before you talk of your sexual pleasure or whatever, you put those children that you brought into this world first. It's better they say you didn't marry. It's better they say you don't have a child than to say the mother of that prostitute, the mother of that armed robber, the mother of that terrorist. It is more heartbreaking. You will die every day your name is being mentioned. You will die every time you see that child. Because he may not be the replica of you or what you aspire to bring into the world. As the world is going backward and going sideways, don't you think it's important you strike a different? Don't you think it's important you bring forth children that are different from the kind of children you've known that are existing in this country? Or you want to be the mother or the father of that murderer? And you'll be harassed on a daily basis because of the kind of child you brought into the country, into the world? If you don't love your peace, I love my peace more than anything. Another thing we should put in consideration is that you should teach the child is family values. I was with a group of friends and we were talking. We were in a eatery, eating and taking our dinner, and somebody came in to greet us. By the time he finished greeting us, one of us said to him, "Who is your father?" And this guy doesn't even know himself. He can't even defend that question. Within me, I just said, if this guy, if I'm those one, I will not answer him who is my father. I will say, at my age, you shouldn't ask me who is my father. You should ask me, who am I? But come to it, who is your father? What is your family name known for? Do you have a name? Is there any good name that your parents left for you? If there is, you should fight to protect that name. I keep telling people that a naked person do not fight with somebody clothed, as I'm clothed now. And maybe I'm passing Wuse in the evening I see those girls that stand there, because everybody in the country know there are special girls that stand up along Gusetu and some other places in this Abuja. The one well dressed, I will just come and see somebody that is half naked, maybe smoking one drug, or she has inhaled one powder or the other, and she throws a word to me, I respond. That means I'm also in that class. So you teach your children that there is a name, there is a legacy that has been left for them, if there is any. But if there is no legacy left, you should build a legacy for your children. There are things that when people do to me, I look at them and I don't utter a word. That doesn't mean I don't know what to say. There are things people do to me directly, I don't do anything. I just keep quiet. Because I've waged that person, the person have no name. The person have no integrity to protect. It's just like maybe I'm bathing in the bedroom and a mad person that is naked comes to take my clothes and I start to pursue the person. So if there is no family value that you met, why not build one for your child? There was something I went for. Will I call it a competition? I was thinking is that kind of competition. And when I got there, somebody that saw me said, Momife, you shouldn't be here. I said, I don't understand. I want to know what it's all about. I'm just inquisitive about it. He said, no, this is not for you. That you should be the one to be doing the one bigger than that. Because he knows where I am coming from. I wanted to be part of that program for people that I know that I will refer. So I wanted to be part of it so that if I'm referring somebody, I will know it's something I have tested. But he refused me being part of it entirely. So if you grew up and found out that your family have no family value, they have no name, they have no integrity, there is nothing unique, there is nothing special about them. If you mention their name, they're just like Okoko. It is in your hand to change that's bad name and build a legacy that people will look up to. And when you're telling your children, talking to your children, you said, I have built a name. I have an integrity to protect. Don't disgrace me. No matter how down I get, there are things I cannot do because of where I'm coming from. There are things I can't do. So that single mother, single father, what legacy? Or you're training that child to grow up and become a monster? Are you training that child to grow up, to start hating men, to start hating women, to start molesting women? Teaching them that women are bitches? Teaching them that men are slums, are scums? That your husband or your wife failed. Your children shouldn't fail. Try with everything in you to make sure that they become the best of their generation. And when they're growing, they will say, my mother has made a name. My father has left a legacy. I have to protect it. Family value. In our place, you talk to the child, in our place, siblings don't make love to each other. In our place, women don't fight in the marketplace. In our place, if you label a woman a thief, you will pay price to redeem her value. In our place, you don't beat a woman. In our place, this, in our place, in our family, when you finish talking about the values of your town, you tell them the values of your family. There are families that there are certain class of people they will never marry. So will you be telling your children that you're royalty, you marry from royal families and all of that, whereas you have not built your child to the standard of marrying royalties? Or you want them to go spoil another person's royalty that they've built all for a long time? No. Family values matters a lot. I wouldn't want to, dwell much on this because I have about 3 more to go before we close. But before we continue, I want you to copy the link, share the link, tell your friend to tell somebody, and like our page www.ggr.com.ng, and follow us on Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation page. As well, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will be giving you more tips on how to make these children better children in future. The children are the heartbeat of God. We can't leave them to waste. We can't leave them to go astray. If we destroy these kids, if we destroy these youths, we will destroy the entire generation yet unborn. And look at the way that sexual immorality has taken over everywhere, where somebody will open her mouth in the international television and say that she gave a man a BJ in a public. Are we that uncultured in this country? Even the whites that we emulate, there are things that they cannot say. And a young girl proudly says that she gave a man a BJ. And these are things that they're dialoguing on the social media. If I were the one, I would cover myself in shame because I've disgraced my entire family, my town, my generation yet unborn, because they will grow to see that. So what value are you building on your children? What value are you building on that child? As my picking don't grow. Oh yeah. Please subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on the Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. Like it. Talk to somebody to talk to somebody. We'll be back soon. I'm still your friend, Amarachi Mogochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. Stay tuned. We're coming back. Welcome back to Good Governance Radio, and I am still your friend, the number one love giver. I am live on Good Governance Radio, and it's still the program O Salad, Operation Save a Life a Day. There are various ways in which we can save this nation, save these youths, save the children yet unborn, and still make the world a better place. If over 200 million people in this country help one person a day, we will be having a better nation. Sorry for the bridge in communication. So if over 200 million people in this country will be able to help one person a day, I assure you that we will be having a great nation full of love, kindness, and joy. So before we proceed, I'm not going to be calling numbers today because we're just talking, but by Friday, prepare your questions on child rights because we'll be coming in a bigger way. And the next thing that a single parent, a single mother, a single father should consider to teach the child is a temperament control. When we talk of temperament, there are different temperaments in a human being, and it is left for the parent to know what temperament does your child possess. There are children that you should treat with a hard word. There are ones that you will just talk to, and people like us that we don't like shouting. We just want to tell you we just want you to call us to order and say, Amara, this thing you're doing is wrong. Don't do it again. And that's all. You will not see it repeat itself. And it will be as if, they don't flog Amara. Not as if, once they tell me, I do it immediately because I wouldn't want somebody to shout on me. So there are children that that you don't need to shout in order to correct them, but there are children that you need to shout in order to correct them. And when we talk of temperament, there are children that are proactive and there are children that are quiet in nature. There are ones that are party type and they are loud, they are everywhere, and there are ones that are quiet. There are ones that have that leadership quality, like the first daughters who always want to, they want to show that they're first children, that they want to rule, they want to command you and all of that. It is left for the parents to strike a balance. It's all good. They can be the leaders, they can be the party type. You see some children from childhood, they will tell you, I want to be a musician. It's left for the parents to monitor and know on what is the temperament of this child, and you'll be able to, study about that child and bring out the best in that child, so that they will not be extremists in whatever they found themselves doing. While growing up, I'm the kind of child that doesn't talk. I don't mingle. I don't talk. I don't come out. I don't go to occasions. I prefer to just be inside and you go come, but just bring something for me. I'm the kind of child that even if I'm dying, you don't need to know until you dig deep to know. So as a parent, we should be able to know the kind of temperament that our children possess. And when we understand that, I assure you, you will bring the best out of that child. There are two kids that are around me that I visit their mother and all of that. And I found out that one, you need to beat him and shout for him to do what he's supposed to do. But the other one, just tell him, Kev, you don't do that. You say, really? Once he said, really, he's not going to do that again. Darling, get me this. He will go straight, get it for you. But the other one, you need to shout it up to 3, 4, 5 times upon he's the elder before he will do it. So you need to understand the temperament of your child. That one that we shout for him to do something, there may be another way of talking to him. It could be that he will respond quicker when you stare at him and look at that thing you want him to do. And I think he's responding to us because I don't like shouting. I don't like shouting. So I found out that when he's doing something and I just come stare at him, I'll just watch him do the right thing without being told. So when you understand this, you will find out that you need to understand the temperament of a child in order to work well with that child. Quickly, another thing you should teach your child is medical emergency and hygiene. Medical emergency and hygiene. You see some children, they have free barbers on their head, eczemas on their skin, not to talk of internal infections that they have. They just live anyhow. It is the work of the parent to teach a child hygiene, how to live, how to be neat, how to maintain his health. Because health is life, health is important. If your child knows the value of being healthy and staying healthy, that child will never, I tell you, I repeat, that child will never sleep with any woman anyhow or sleep with any man anyhow, because they know that is a potential host of a disease. Every man walking around is a potential host of a disease. So when you teach your child sex education and you have taught them personal hygiene and medical emergencies, how to respond to emergencies medically and how to keep their personal hygiene and all of that, you find out that that child will not grow to start sleeping around with every Harry and Dick kisses on the street or whoever that has something to offer. But they will care for their body first. There are some children that don't know that when they cut themselves, they should look for something to arrest the blood first, because nobody taught them. While I was growing up, I learned from a parent that when you have a cut, you should wash bitter leaf and squeeze it, and it clots the blood. And it worked. There are other leaves that were taught to use and clot blood, and it worked like magic. Before I browsed the internet to know that you use charcoal to do a lot of things, I have learned it from my parents. So they were not new to me. So these are things that parents should teach their children. We have more role to do as a parent than teachers have a role to do on our children. Another one that we should talk about is personal, family, and environment security and safety. That will be the last one. Personal, family, environment, security, and safety. Some people are ignorant of safety in their home. That is why you will come to their home, father's bedroom is inside, whereas the children are at the door. So they can even be sleeping inside and somebody comes to, kidnap their children where they're sleeping without them knowing until the next morning. Your child can collect anything from anybody and can follow anybody anywhere the person is going, so long he sees somebody going out. Your child can travel and go to anywhere, visit anyone without you even knowing. You employed a house help. You don't even have the NIM number of that house help. You don't have the BVN. You don't have a copy of the national ID card and you did not even confirm whether those data are correct. It's just anybody that recommends security, recommends house help, you just bring and keep in your house. And 2 days later, your child got missing. You don't even know where to trace that person. A house help is in your house. You don't care to get a full photograph of that house help. You don't even know the blood group. No blood shorty. And this is somebody you leave the custody of your children to. Your child can be left to go to one auntie and go to one uncle, and they come back. You don't ask them, what did you do with that uncle where you went to? What did you do with that auntie that you went to visit? What did auntie do for you? Where were you sleeping? Where was auntie sleeping? These are security. You need to be security conscious as a parent. The first thing is to be security conscious. You send your child to a school, the child is in that school, the proprietor of that school don't even have the name or the, let me say, the national ID card number of the employees. You can't trace these people that are just working for you. And if a child gets missing, you start to wumble and begin to place your hands for anyhow because you were not prepared. You mounted CCTV in that house, but it's not even on. You don't even on it. You can connect your CCTV to your phone, since all of us are now pressing phones. Let the connection from your home be always on your phone. Let it be popping up. Even when it's not relevant, let them be popping up. Yeah. In this security issue, both the parents and the school where the children go to have a lot to do. You have a school for one day, you've not done security intelligent training for the people that are at the gates. Everybody's looking for a job. And because the person looks cute and looks, you employ. In that family, that a biological sibling or to the father or to the mother is not an avenue that whatever you bring, the child should collect and eat. Make it a law, make it a principle, make it your own principle that before you give anything to my child, you can tell my child, I'm giving your mother this for you. Give it to the mother, give it to the father, let them be the one to convey it to them. So they can be able to monitor what goes to their children. If I start to digest on the safety of children, it is going to be a whole lot. There are people that their children got drowned because maybe the father or the mother are there pressing phone. Some got suffocated because their mother they were careless about one thing or the other. And in whichever way you found yourself, safety, teach them safety. At my age, before I go visiting you anywhere, I still drop that contact of where I'm going to somebody before leaving. And it's part of me like that. I went out once at a time and I didn't come back on time, and the security had to call me. Are you safe? Because he knows that time I'm always in the house. And had it been something was really wrong with me, he would just come and report and said, this is where she told me that she was going when she left the house. And at this time, I've not seen her. She's not like this. And at least they will start looking for me on time. What are you teaching your child? As a single mother, as a single father, you have a lot to do. It is not enough to assume you have sent your children to school and they are fine without teaching all this before sending them out. Before you send them out of your sight, make sure that you have sown these seeds in your children. And I will tell you that when you get to heaven, God will know that you have played your own role perfectly well. That child should now give us reason why the child should not be the best of whom he or she should be. Finally, I want to use this opportunity to call upon people that have the children, the youths, and the future of this nation at heart. I am really beckoning on you. I'm really hoping with you we can do more. I am calling on you to support us, to be part of this, to partner with us. Let's do more. Let's do more. I was talking to somebody, the need for us to build a rescue home or a support center or rehabilitation center, because there are a lot of youths that are going into drug addiction and all of that, and a lot of them are going berserk, and we need to help them out of this. I know we can, but we need your support to do it. We need a building to where we can keep them. We need it to be furnished. We need to take care of the psychologists, and both the clinical psychologists and the social psychologists that will be working with us, the nurses, the doctors. We need your support. We will not just keep talking on air. We want to do the practical thing. I saw a guy that was burnt alive because he stole. But this guy has been fighting to stop this. He's not just that he's a kleptomaniac. He's having kleptomaniac. He keep begging, pleading to get help. But the helps here were not able to help him, because you need to be informed of what you are helping somebody out of to know how to help the person. By the time they got his visa to travel abroad, it was a day for him to leave the country that he got involved in the issue and he was mobbed and killed. And it broke my heart. I know a lot of them that are that way, that we have been able to snap out of that. And I will forever be grateful to one of our counselors, and she's a psychologist and our counselor. I will forever be grateful to Safe Nest. I will forever be grateful to Judith Okoro. They've been doing a lot, and that of Henry Izuchukwu, that's my brother, that started the need to get psychologists to partner with me, because he saw what I was doing. So these three people have really helped us to help those that need psychological help, and it's really going far. So we're calling on the government to be part of us. We're calling on the Ministry of Women Affairs, the NAPTIP, the NDLA, the Drug Agency, and the Minister of Youth and Sports to partner with us, so that we can get this going to a certain level where we'll pick even the ones that have been deteriorated, that people think they are mad, that they cannot be rescued again, so that we can bring them back and give them, rehabilitate them and reintegrate them into the society. And we will be having a saner climate and a saner environment. all hope is not lost until life is lost. So I believe that we will still do something better for our generation. Thank you for listening to me. I am still your number one love giver, Amarachi Umugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. Please follow us on our page. Don't forget, we're on www.ggr.com.ng, and that is where we will always be. And it's 2 p.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. On Friday, we'll be talking to you on the child rights. So we'll know whether children have rights and if their parents have more rights than they do, and what are the limitations to these rights of children. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be here with you again on Friday by 2 p.m. Thank you.
Good Governance Radio. You are listening to GGR, Good Governance Radio. Stay with